Hey everybody, Chris here, and I'm going to be here playing Contra, which is a classic game, one of my favorites of all time, classic Nintendo game. The difference today is the Contra Nintendo game, pretty much everybody that grew up with an NES either played Contra, had a friend that had Contra. Everybody knows Contra for the NES. So what I'm going to do today is play Contra for the arcade. Contra for the arcade came out in 1987. The NES port was in 1988. So as you'll see, there's a lot of similarities, but there's quite a bit of differences in the game as well. So I'm playing this on my Xbox 360. I downloaded it through Xbox Live. I did use the 30 live code because I want to play through the whole game and show all of the similarities and differences through it, and there's no way I could do that on 3 lives. Maybe on the NES game, I can make it to the snowfield for sure using 3 lives, but this game I don't really have a lot of experience with, the arcade version. The NES version I played hundreds of times, so let's just give this a shot. We start off in the jungle here. As you can see, it looks pretty similar to the NES game. I have the spread gun, which is by far the best one. And I died. As you can see here, I'm already to the boss. A lot shorter levels on the arcade version. So through the jungle. Now as you can see here, we're on the tunnel stages, which again are similar to the NES, but a little different. As you can see, first of all, it's kind of maze-ish. Unlike the NES game, it's just a straight line. You go forward. Here you actually have to make turns. And as well, as you can see, there's a clock. I have a timer. I'm currently at 38 seconds, 36 that I have to get through this. But this is the last, and I died again. So through there, and the boss here, pretty much identical to the NES. That was stupid. Alright, got through that. You can see the levels are a lot shorter on this game than it is in the NES version. This was pretty much designed to separate people from their quarters. 3 lives do not go very far in this game. Oops. And again, now we're to the waterfall. Pretty similar to the NES version. But again, quite a bit shorter. Just gonna keep going up. This is by far the worst level to play co-op, because you're just killing each other. Here you can see the boss, very different from the NES version. The NES version is kind of this alien monster guy with a face and arms, flailing arms that are shooting fireballs at you. Here it's pretty much just a wall, and most of the enemies you're facing are just guys running back and forth. So I need to shoot this top diamond. And there we go. And now another tunnel. Well, I died, but I got it. Rolling. I hate that. This is the toughest wall here because you got to break these. And the one you actually have to destroy is way up top. There we go. Ooh, I got the laser, which is not that great, and I died already, so I lost it. Fantastic. Again, the boss here, pretty similar to the NES one. You got the guys jumping down, flying at you, until you destroy all these sensors here. And I want to get rid of this guy before so many bullets flying at you. But again, there we go, we got one of them. Come on. Shoot. Alright, there we go. Now here's where the game really becomes different than the NES one. Because this is the snowfield, obviously, but here you can see this is the boss in the NES game. And it's right at the start of the level. And actually, the last 4 levels of the NES game were separated out. This is actually the last level of the arcade game. And you can see you'll see similarities to all 4 of the NES levels, but they're all mixed in one level here instead of separated out. Let's go over the top. And it's a good thing I used that 30 lives code because I'm down to 8 lives already. These trucks were in the NES game. Rapid fire. There's another one. Just barely got that. Now here you can see it kind of transitions to the energy zone. And again, in the NES game, this here's the boss, which we're facing right at the start of the energy zone here. But again, pretty similar to the NES game with the fire. So many. As you can tell, I'm by no means an expert at this. Ooh, the laser. As you can see, there is a difference in the NES game too. Instead of a symbol with a letter, the laser is the actual gun. And I'm facing this guy again. And now we're transitioning to the hangar with the claws that come down. And here I got invincibility, so I can just run through. And now we're in the alien's lair, which is the final level of the NES game. This boss is very familiar. It's at the start of the NES level, as well as these things on the, I don't even know what they're called, that shoot out these little puff balls at you. When I played the NES game as a kid, I always thought they were eyeballs. And right here, final boss of the game. Just like in the NES version, and that's the whole thing. I just beat Contra for the arcade. So you see, a lot shorter than the NES version, but it was designed to separate people from the quarters. Same music when you beat the NES game. One of my favorite video game themes of all time. I wish I had this song in real life. Anytime I did anything well, just this song would play. Love this song. No cutscene like in the NES version. No real storyline like the NES version either. Just get credits and digitized faces of the programmers. So that's it. That's Contra for the arcade. Hope you enjoyed it. It was just a Start Over Games quick play. Oh, here I can enter my initials. So we're going to enter in Start Over Games. First place, 12 million points. I mean, that's really what arcade games were about, right? Points. But really fun game. Not as good as the NES version. NES version is the classic version. Still, pretty fun way to spend a few minutes. Thanks for joining me. Hope this video was somewhat entertaining. And I'll see you next time.